Drawing histograms. Quick lesson on this. Right, let's do the first things first. Right, ask yourself, bar chart and a histogram, look at them. They look fairly similar, but what's the differences between them? Give you about a second to think about this. Right, first thing you should notice is that your widths to your histogram are different to your widths on your bar chart. It's not always the case, but it's more often than not that they're going to be different widths. Yeah. Secondly, you need to notice the type of data. For my histogram on the right, I've got numbers going all the way across because you need to do it for continuous data. Now, your bar chart, you don't. You do it for nominal data or categorical, depending on how you want to explain it. Essentially, EastEnders is a name. We can count the frequency of the name, but we can't do anything else with that. Okay. Now, because this is continuous, there's no actual gaps between your histogram. So you will never find a histogram without any gaps, unless there's like a class width that has a value of 0. Your bar chart may have gaps. If it hasn't got gaps, it's essentially got a gap, but it's a gap of the size of 0. Okay. Last one is this one on the side, which is your frequency density. That is all should always be on histograms. Okay. Unless you're doing your stats GCSE, but they're not true histograms. Right, there you go. If you want to have a look at them, write down, have a read, have a pause. I'm not spending long on this side. Yeah. Self-explanatory. 0 less than or equal to h, which is less than 2. So 0 can be in a group, 2 can't be in a group. Just less than 2 can. Right, ask yourself, I want to go fishing, what time's the best? Right, what about if I argued that a lot of green, because there's a lot of green, that means that 1 to 5 must be the best time? Well, sort of no, because if you're looking at your table, you know that 1 to 5 has a frequency of 3. So that can't be right. So it's either between 0 and 1 or 5 to 7. Now they both have 4 fish, and there's more red. So again, you might think red is where the most fishes are. But again, that's not true because you spent twice as long. So what you really want to do, you want to compare like for like. So really for that first hour, you want to make 5 to 7 equal 1 hour. So 4 fish in 2 hours is the same as 2 fish in 1 hour. So you want to take an average. So when you're talking about the average, for my first one, I do nothing with. For my second one, because it's got a size of 4, I want to do my 3 fish divided by 4. And my last one, because it's got a size of 2, I want to do my 4 fish divided by 2. Okay. And then you plot those heights. Now, if you look at the histogram on your right, and I ask you what time would you go to catch the most fish, it's a lot more easier to say 0 to 1. It's so much more obvious, and that's the point of your histograms. Right, so here's your first one. We can't plot the frequency because it's misleading. So we've got to do a thing called frequency density. Okay, and your frequency density is going to be your frequency divided by your class width. So my first one, my frequency is 3. My class width is 2. This is actually going to be 3 divided by 2. Which is 1.5. Yeah. My next one, my frequency is 6. My class width is 3 because 2 to 5 is 3. So it's going to be 6 divided by 3. I'm just going to show you that side, which is 2. My next one, I've got 10 divided by 5, which is also 2. Then 25 divided by 10, which is 2.5. 10 divided by 20, which is 0.5. And now we have to plot this. Okay, so on my y-axis, I need to do my frequency density, which is this bit here. Okay, my highest number is 2.5, so I need to make sure that I can plot at least 2.5. So I'm actually going to go up to 3. And you'd make sure these are nice and even. So I know it's a little bit over, but it works out. Now my x-axis, which is going to be this one here, my biggest number is 40. So I'm actually going to go up in tens just because I am. You can go up to whatever you want really. 1, 2. And again, you'd have to make sure they're nice and even. You might want to go up in 5, so maybe less than that. Whatever, as long as it fits on your page. Okay. Right, so my first one is 0 to 2. Now, I didn't put a 5 on, so I'm going to put a 5 mark here just so I can roughly put on a 2. I know my height is not 3, my height is 1.5, which is there. So I need to put a essentially a box or a bar to represent that. because I can, I'm just going to cheat. Okay. Now my next one, I'm starting at 2 and I'm going up to 5. 5's marked. I need to do a height of 2, which is up there. And again, I'm just going to cheat because I'm using a computer. My next one is a 5 to 10. That's good, that fits in nicely. And a height of 2. Also a height of 2. Now, I'd still put a line down in the middle if you're not using different coloured boxes, because essentially you don't have to do different coloured boxes. 5 to 10 I've done, so 10 to 20. There, I need to do a height of 2.5. So 2.5 goes up to there. Halfway between 2 and 3. And my last one, you normally do have a last one that's actually quite lower. 20 to 40, it's got a height of a half, which is down there. I'll label it up as well. So this one here, this axis is always frequency density. So always put frequency density. My other axis, I'm going to put hours of TV. And I need to put a title. People always forget a title. I want to put a histogram of TV watched. And that's fine. And here's a nicer version of it all. Okay. Right, time for you to do a bit of work. This one here, I'll give you a couple of seconds to plot it. Pause the video. Press play when done. Okay, so my first one, my frequency is 80. My class width is 40. So 80 divided by 40 is 2. Next one, I'm doing 15 divided by 10. 1.5. There is a 5, you just can't see it. Next one's 25 divided by 10 again, which is 2.5. 90 divided by 30, which is 3, and then 30 divided by 20. Put your ones on the bottom because my highest number is 110, which is there, even though my scale is going up to 120. It's not a big issue. My highest number is 3, so I need to make sure I go up to at least 3. Label up your axes. So first box starts at 0, ends at 40, it's got a height of 2. My next one starts at 40, ends at 50, it's got a height of 1.5. Remember that 5's disappeared. Next one starts at 50, ends at 60, it's got a height of 2.5. Starts at 60, ends at 90, got a height of 3. Starts at 90, ends at 110, got a height of 1.5. Good, perfect, and the title. Do one more just in case people need it. Pause the video if you need to. I'll be very quick at this. So I'll talk you through this one. 8 divided by 100 is 0.08. 15 divided by 100 is 0.15. 10 divided by 50, I'll scale change to 0.2. 18 divided by 200, that is 0.09. That's 9 divided by 200, 0.045. Be careful these decimals. Highest number I've got is 0.2. So I'm going to go up in 0 point something. Yeah, and again, it doesn't matter if your scale is different. My bottom's already laid out for me, so don't have to do anything like that. So my first one starts at 500, ends at 600, got a height of 8, 0.08, sorry. Next one starts at 600, ends at 700, height of 0.15. Starts at 700, ends at 750, 0.2. Starts at 750, ends at 950, 0.09. Starts at 950, ends at 1150, 0.045. Perfect. Right, time to do some questions. Right, do these questions, please. The first top 3, I just want you to practice drawing these. The bottom 2, let's just show you you've understood it. Take it into a frequency table, which is what you've got at the top. Give you a couple of seconds to do this, and I'll show you the answers. Okay, answers. First 2, you can match them up. The other example is frequency densities. Here's your histogram. Show it there just in case you wanted to pause it and have a look. Last 2, you're working backwards. If you don't know how to work backwards, essentially you've got to think, if I divide 3 by 2 to get my frequency density, I'll have to do 1.4 times 2 to get my frequency. So essentially your frequency density times your class width gives you your frequency. Okay, hope you enjoyed that.